We are going to look at 3 problems in this video. Charlie's going to run a truck for 1 day, and there are 2 companies you can choose from. And it tells you here that they have the following prices. So we have company A. They're charging an initial fee of $20 and an additional 70 cents for every mile driven. So for every mile driven. So keep in mind that this is like your starting amount, and then this is your rate of change. And then company B, they have a starting amount of $25, and the rate of change is an additional 60 cents for every mile driven. We're going to look at this question here. That's going to help you set this up. For what mileages will company A charge no more than company B? So they want to know, when will company A charge no more than company B? And then they use M for number of miles driven. So going back to this question, I want to know when company A is going to be no more than, in other words, not more than will be this way. So less than company B. So no more than means less than this amount, or it can equal it as long as it's not more. So it can be less than or equal to it as long as it's not more. So no more than. And once we have this is our setup. The rest is just a matter of creating these into expressions and then solving it. So we're going to do initial fee of $20 for company A. So it's $20. An additional, so plus an additional 70 cents. Now one thing you got to be careful with, this is 70 cents, not $70. So 70 cents, remember there's 100 pennies in a dollar, so if I want to convert it to a decimal, 70 cents out of 100 pennies is equal to 0.70. So you got to divide by 100 because there's out of 100 pennies in a dollar. So that's how you convert to a dollar. So now we get 70 cents and the rate of change, so it's 70 cents per mile. So I'll put times M, less than or equal to, and do the same for company B. Company B, they have an initial fee of $25. That's the starting amount, plus an additional 60 cents. So 0.60 M. Alright, using the same idea, it'd be 60 out of 100 pennies is the same thing as $0.6. So again, just be careful with that. Next, once we have this set up, it's a matter of just solving for M. When I solve this, I want M to be on my left side of the inequality. So I'm going to cancel out M on this side. So take away 60 cents M here, and do the same thing on the other side. And then we're going to simplify. And I would get this to cancel. I'm left with 25 on the right side. And on the left side, we're going to get 20 plus 70 cents minus 60 cents is 10 cents M. Next, we are going to subtract 20 to both sides. So take away 20 to both sides. This cancels out, and we're left with 10 cents. Whoops. We are left with 10 cents M here. So 0.10 M less than or equal to 5. And then my last step is going to be to divide both sides by 10 cents. And we get my calculator, 5 divided by 0.10, and you get 50. And I bring down my inequality sign, and this simplifies to 1M, and that's my answer. So to answer the question, what mileages will company A charge no more than company B? As long as they drive any number of miles less than or equal to 50. So drive less than or equal to 50 miles. And that's when company A will be no more than company B. Let's look at the next problem. Here it says that a phone company offers 2 monthly charge plans. Plan A, so that's plan A. You are paying a monthly fee of $30. So it's a monthly fee of $30 and then an additional 8 cents per minute. Plan B, they're paying a monthly fee of $37.20, so $37.20, an additional 6 cents per minute. So again, notice that this is in dollar format and this is 6 cents, so they don't match. So you always have to make sure you match them up when you translate it into an expression. So they should both be dollar format. Alright, next part. For what amounts of monthly phone use will Plan A cost less than Plan B? So this right here will help me set it up. So the question is, when will Plan A cost less than Plan B? So when is Plan A going to be less than Plan B? And now we're going to translate the cost for Plan A and the cost for Plan B. Plan A, it says it's a monthly fee of $30. So remember, that's the starting amount. You're always going to pay $30 every month, and then an additional 8 cents per minute. So plus, remember, 8 cents would be 8 out of 100 pennies, which will be 0.08 when you divide the two. So 8 cents per minute, less than or equal, well, not less than, it's just less than. And then Plan B was $37.20 and an additional 6 cents per minute. So 6 out of 100 pennies, when you divide that, you get 0.06. So 6 cents per minute. And now we are going to solve it. So this, subtract 0.06 cents M to both sides. So subtract that to both sides. This cancels. We're left with $37.20 on this side. And then we have $30 plus 8 cents minus 6 cents is 2 cents. Next, take away 30 to both sides. And I can add my decimal here since it's not in dollar format. This cancels out. I'm left with 0.02 M less than $7.20. And the last step, divide both sides by 2 cents. And M is going to be equal to, so I take out my calculator and I'm going to do 7.2 divided by 0.02, and we get 360. And notice I made a mistake here. Be careful, because that does happen. We're used to solving equations that sometimes we end up putting equal sign by mistake. It's supposed to be less than. So to answer the question, what amounts of monthly phone use will Plan A cost less than Plan B? So Plan A will cost less than Plan B when your number of minutes is less than 360. And let's look at the last problem here. Joe is going to rent a truck for 1 day. There are 2 companies you can choose from, and they have the following prices. Company A charges an initial fee of $65 and an additional 70 cents for every mile driven. Company B, no initial fee, and they charge 90 cents for every mile driven. And they want to know here, our question, for what mileages will Company A charge more than Company B? So that's my setup. So I'm going to write it down here. Company A, when will that be more than? So when will the mileages for Company A be more than Company B? Oops, forgot to put the A. So let's translate. Company A is $65 and an additional 70 cents. So $65. And don't forget, this is in cents. We got to make sure it matches dollar format. So on the side, so you can see 70 cents out of 100 pennies in a dollar. That's how you convert it to dollar format. It's going to give me 0.70. So 0.70, and that's the rate for every mile. So use M for miles. So 70 cents M. And then Company B, notice there's no initial fee. So we're not going to have anything to start with, but they are charging you 90 cents for every mile driven. So we only have a rate. There's no starting amount. So we're just going to put 90 cents, which is 90 out of 100 to make it into a dollar format. Divide it, we get 0.90. So 0.90 M, that's our rate, 90 cents for every mile driven. So again, notice that here we had a starting amount of 65. There is no starting amount here. That's why all we have is a rate. So next, I want to solve for M. So in this case, I'm going to take away 90 cents to both sides. And then bring down my inequality sign. And don't forget, so these cancel out. You still have to write down what's left. So when you subtract this, you're left with 0. You have to put it down, because if I don't put anything and leave it blank, it's going to look weird. So subtract it, we're left with 0. And on this side, when we subtract, we got 65. 70 cents minus 90 cents is going to give me negative 20 cents. So negative 20 cents M. Next, I'm going to subtract 65 to both sides, because we're, again, solving for M. So let's get rid of this. We're left with, don't forget the negative, negative 20 cents M greater than negative 65. Last step, divide both sides by negative 20 cents. And I'm going to get M is, now recall, we divided both sides by a negative number. If you divide both sides of an inequality when you're solving, so we're using division property, if you divided both sides by a negative number, which I did, the inequality sign is going to change in the other direction. And now, when I do the last step, we do 65 divided by 20 cents, and we get 325. So to answer the question, for what mileages will Company A charge more than Company B, we can say Company A will charge more than Company B if the number of miles driven is less than 325. And that's it. I hope this helps.